Hi, my name is Chet Lazzarino and this is Cooking with Chet. Today we're going to kind of take a little turn and do something different. I'm going to try to show you how we do fried Italian bread. Most people might understand that it's called Sfingi, but maybe some others don't. Typically this is a fried bread that's done for Christmas Eve. And I've done it for several years in the past, but lately we've gotten away from it. So I'd like to revisit it. So I've already made the dough and it's ready to fry, but before I get into that, I'd like to show you the ingredients, right? So we're going to start with flour, sugar, eggs, salt, baking powder, and yeast. Now, the recipe, and I can go through the recipe real quick for you so that you can understand it, but it will be posted on site. It's flour, just like I told you. Rather than go through it, I'll just show you. You have to put your yeast with warm water in one bowl and your dry goods in another. After they're all set up, you can combine them. Start working it with your hand. It's not easy to work with a electric deal, and you want to keep it nice and damp. In fact, the dough is considered to be sticky, and that's the way it'll come out really good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start frying some of the dough. Like I said before, the dough has already been made, and we'll go on to that. Before we go any further, I want to tell you something. This recipe was given to me about 35 years ago from the Cardoni family, and this is Grandma Cardoni's original recipe. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here we are with the finished dough, and as you can see, it's quite sticky. It's been sitting in this bowl for about 2.5 hours, and it's at least doubled and then some in size. So you have to remember that. Put it in your bowl, let it set, cover it with a towel. I put it in the oven with the oven light on, no heat, just the oven light. And after a couple hours, it's risen beautiful, and you can see it's just great. Okay, so now we're going to take it over to the hot oil and dip it in and show you how successful we can be. All right, so we're starting again to put some in the pot. As you can see over there, some have been out, and they've had granulated sugar put on them. And putting a few more in here. We'll take it out and we'll show you how we just throw it right in the sugar. Just trying to grab a little bit. Okay. Sometimes they turn right over when they're done. There goes one. There goes another. Hard to maintain this heat sometimes. It gets a little hot. They get a little brown, but if you move along quickly, seem to be doing pretty good. Okay, I'm going to take these out and put them right in the granulated sugar while they're hot. And then the next batch I do, you can put powdered sugar on them. A little sugar on these now. Can't let these get too cold because the sugar won't attach to them. So here we go. Now that pretty much looks like fried bread dough. Okay, here's a quick look at the Sfingi here. I'm going to break this apart. You can see that the dough is nice and done. Sometimes you have to just work with it until it's perfect, but that dough, we've tasted 2 or 3 of these and it feels nice and finished. So with the sugar on it, and they rest here a little while and get a little cooler. Of course, it's always best to eat it when it's nice and hot. Delicious. Okay, depending on how you like these, we have some here with the regular granulated sugar, and now I'm going to put some powdered sugar on these. This just came out, so we'll try it with the powdered sugar a little bit. And turn these over. And now you have 2 different tastes. One with powder, and one with granulated. So we've taken all of the Sfingis out. We've powdered some of them with powdered sugar and some with granulated sugar. This is the finished product. No matter how you eat it, I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. And so at this time, I'd like to say salute. Don't forget, Christmas Eve, traditional. After church, go home, make a nice recipe, put it together, you'll enjoy it. And by the way, I got a little footnote coming up in just a couple minutes. Salute. So this is a little variation on the Sfingi. I had some dough left over, so I decided to add some prosciutto, some capicola, and some ricotta cheese. And I'm just making a little patty with it. I'm going to deep fry it like the Sfingi. Very easily done. Just wrap it over, pinch it down. No particular style, just something to keep it tight in there. And this is a nice change. And if you've got dough left over and you feel like you want to do it, I recommend it. All right, I'm showing you some of these that are frying. Don't forget that we've got prosciutto and capicola and ricotta cheese. Give it a try, you might enjoy it. All right, we're all done. I just finished doing this deep fried prosciutto with ricotta cheese. I'm gonna cut one open so you can see what the inside looks like. I let it set for a while. Hopefully the cheese is set up. But that's the way it looks. You got prosciutto and capicola and cheese. A nice little different twist. Anyhow, once again, salute. Hope you enjoyed the show.